Hi. Oh, hey. Hi, Eddie. I'd like to talk about the night. I'd like to talk about the day. I'd like to talk about the weather, but I guess that's just cliche. I'd like to talk a little Latin, maybe talk a little Greek. I'd like to talk about the arts. I rented Hamlet just last week. I'd like to talk about my poems, why I shy away from rhymes. I'd like to talk about that letter I had published in the Times. I'd like to talk about Euripides and Schopenhauer and Bach. And if there's any doubt remaining, I'd be happy just to talk about words, words, words. I can never find the words, 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 words. I'd like to talk about the deepest sort of secrets that I hold. Talk about the underlying truth, if truth be told. Talk about the touching that can bring the tension out. I'd like to talk about the things I guess I shouldn't talk about. I'd like to talk about my feelings when the lights are turned down low. I'd like to talk about my needs above the covers and below. I'd like to talk about my fantasies by light of evening star. I'd like to talk about a lot of things.
But Rachel, you are.
But words, 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 words. I'd like to talk about the world I never get to see from home. I'd like to talk about Caracas and the Pleiades in Rome. I'd like to talk about the rise. I'd like to talk about the fall. I'd like to talk about your doings at your basic bacchanal. Oh, not that I approve, but when it's all been said and done, I mean, you've got to give them this. The Romans sure could have some fun. And of course, you've got the French, the Pakistanis, and the Dutch. Tell me, Eddie, is it me or am I talking way too much? I'd like to talk a bit of this and maybe talk a bit of that and maybe talk a lot of all or two a little fat. Talk about the A's or maybe talk about the Z's and try to make it through the alphabet. It's pretty easy, please. Talk about a book or maybe talk about a play or maybe talk about a million things I never get to say. Talk about myself. Who would give a damn? I'd like to talk about a lot of things and look at me. Sometime, maybe catch a movie or a picnic.
Come on, Rachel. You know you could just try talking to her.